Is Google blocking searches about Donald Trump and dementia? Uh-oh, this is going to be an interesting one. Here's what's going on. Google searches now have this AI mode, which I'm going to show you. If you search for does Donald Trump exhibit signs of dementia, you just get links to articles. Some are new, some are old. That's all. You don't get what's called an AI summary. Now, on the other hand, if you do a Google search for does Joe Biden exhibit signs of dementia, you get this thing at the top. This is called the AI overview, and it talks about how there's much speculation about Biden and dementia and on and on and on. Now, there's something else that you can do, which is you can switch to what is called AI mode. If you switch to AI mode on Google search and ask, does Joe Biden exhibit signs of dementia? It gives you a whole write-up about it and different elements. What do medical experts say and what do others say? If, however, you ask the AI mode once again, does Donald Trump exhibit signs of dementia? It does its searches, but once again, it does not give you a write-up. It just says, hey, here's some web results related to this. No AI summaries, no summaries of any kind when you ask Google, is Trump exhibiting signs of dementia? But you get a huge write-up about the controversy and debate over Biden's cognitive state if you ask about Joe Biden. Now, the truth is, there's been a lot of coverage of both Trump and Biden's mental acuity. They're the two oldest presidents in American history. Of course, people are going to Google both of those things. Now, AI overviews aren't objectively good. This Google AI overview powered by Gemini, it can spit out good information or bad information. It might give you a summary that's misleading or accurate or whatever. But why is it that it gives you a summary when you ask about Biden, but it gives you nothing when you ask about Donald Trump? What it looks like to me is that Google doesn't want to be dealing with Donald Trump blowing up their AI or coming after the company if they were to display such a summary. Now, remember that just this week, Google agreed to pay Donald Trump over $24 million for what was basically a bogus lawsuit over a YouTube ban over January 6th. And when The Verge went to Google and said, why are AI summaries showing up for Biden and not showing up for Donald Trump? They got the most generic answer you can imagine. What Google said was, AI overviews don't show a response for every query. That's the answer. Now, I think that this is very clearly an instance of self-censorship. First of all, I have no reason to believe, nor am I asserting, that the Trump administration went to Google and said, no AI summaries about Trump dementia. I don't think that happened, but it's important that that's not usually how authoritarianism works. The whole point of authoritarianism is make an example out of some people, and then they will self-censor. And by the way, Google was made an example out of because Trump sued them and they gave him $24 million. So this is more than likely, if I had to guess, this is Google self-censoring and saying, we don't want our AI to be tested. We don't want our AI to be attacked as anti-Trump or woke or whatever. We're just going to suppress AI summaries about these sorts of questions. Now, just out of curiosity, one of the things I want to look at is Donald Trump a convicted felon? Wow, there's no AI summary there either. I just searched, is Trump a convicted felon, and it doesn't do an AI summary. So it may be that actually a ton of stuff about Trump is merely being suppressed. Isn't this the sort of thing that actual conservatives used to say is bad, where they would go, the thing about the government is they don't have to censor everybody because people will start to self-censor. Isn't this what they said Biden was going to do, even though Biden didn't actually ever do it? This is terrifying, terrifying stuff. If there's a differential diagnosis on this, If you have some answer for me as to why Biden gets the AI summaries about dementia, but Trump doesn't, I want to hear it. But it certainly seems like there is foul play of some kind here. Donald Trump has already packed his second-term cabinet with loyalists. He's threatened deportation as political punishment. He's expanded executive authority in ways we have not seen in modern history. These are real changes that are happening right now. And what's even more alarming is that a lot of the media is either glossing over the worst of it or they're reframing it so it all sounds a little more palatable. And that is why I use Ground News. This is a news comparison tool. Doesn't just feed you headlines. It shows you here's how different outlets, left, right, center, are covering the same story. And this is one of the few tools I know of that can really help you detect the political spin, the bias, catch stories that your usual sources might downplay or not cover at all, on everything from immigration policy to economic shifts. If you want to get a bigger picture, a broader picture of what's being reported, Ground News is an invaluable source to keep you informed. And Ground News is offering my audience 40% off their top tier Vantage plan. You'll only pay $5 a month. Go to ground.news/Pakman or enter the code Pakman in the app to get started. The link is in the description.